As you can see, I was about to trip. This kind of thing always happens to me. Gravity always seems to get me down. If you don't believe me, listen to this. There was one time when I was walking next to my cousin's pool when I slipped and fell in. I wasn't in my swim trunks at this point. I was in my pajamas because it was early in the morning. When I got out, I was soaking wet and very, very cold. There was another time when I was at an arcade and there was a claw machine. I had just grabbed the biggest prize, a big, brown, fuzzy bear. But just as victory was within reach, the bear fell out of the claw. How about those flimsy paper plates? I tend to avoid those because every time I use them, the food always ends up on the floor. Don't even get me started on basketball. The ball always falls right out of the sky right before reaching the net. Rest assured, I will never try paragliding or skydiving. Now, there are two ways that I could look at this. The first is that I could wallow in self-pity, but the second is I can adopt a nothing can keep me down attitude and keep going with my life. In life, there are many things that you can't control. Sometimes there's nothing you can do in a situation. I tend to look on the bright side even when I can't control something. It's the only way to go through life with a smile. Granted, that's with a big box of bandages with me at all times, but that's a small matter. Well, I better get back to that trip.
Woo! Yeah!
So, well, I guess it's my turn. My name's Red Riding Hood to be exact, and I used to be young and beautiful, but now I look like, never mind. Well, where do I start? I'm not really used to this group therapy kind of thing, or just telling my story in general, so bear with me. I guess I can start where, when I was little, I used to be really close to my grandmother. She and I would always be together when my mother couldn't watch me. She would take me for walks or just take care of me, that is, until her sickness. If you could even call it that. At first it was like any other sickness, flu, the COVID. She had a fever, was weak, and just tired all the time. And then it got worse. Every week she would at least faint twice, and still she resisted going to the doctor. She said if she just took a trip to her cabin in the woods, everything would be fine. My mother did not agree, and after a few months of arguing and some arrangements, she finally agreed. Each week, I would visit Granny in the woods with a basket full of food, normally dinner, with the occasional sweets, and each week it was the same. Bring in the new food, leave it on the table, throw out last week's rotted food. And Granny would always tell me a story. She'd say, be careful of the wolf. She'd always tell me that the wolf wouldn't let her eat, and he was consuming her and instead of letting her consume food. I didn't really understand what it meant. I mean, I thought it was a game. I was 8. Who could blame me? But I will never forget the last time I saw her. She had pointy ears and pointy teeth and rough skin, and she was thin as a wild dog. That was the day that the wolf had consumed her from the inside out. And that was the day that I felt my childhood slipping away, and there was nothing I could do about it. That's when I finally realized what she meant about the wolf, and that's when I felt the wolf come after me.
Woohoo!
I grew up playing chess against my dad. Concentrate. Keep track of the pieces. Know your moves and your opponents. You need to be better. My dad wasn't the type of guy to let me win. That's why I chose poker as my game. It was It's one of the very, very few games in a casino that is luck-based, or skill-based. You just have to keep track of the cards and know the odds. One move after another, one step closer to defeat or the jackpot. Each move you take is an action that you can never go back on. The cards were dealt out, and I had a decent hand. But then the king was placed by my opponent. It was as if I had just lost a pawn to my dad. I proceeded to try again, raise the stakes. But just as before, this time I lost a knight. Each time I played a game, it was as if I had lost another piece to my dad. But I won't give up. I can still beat you, Dad.
All right.
Well, I remember writing my board. I've been writing it better than I have been, and I really think I'm getting better at this, Dad. The pushing was smooth, I had good balance while I was carving, kick turns were crisp, and I guess I got a little confident. I don't know. I really thought I was ready for it, Dad. I mean, it's not like it was a big jump. It was actually kind of wimpy, and I thought if I could just make the jump, if I could just make the one jump, you would see that I'm serious about this. And I am serious about it, Dad, I am. I just slipped. And of course I got back on, Dad. If there's one thing you've taught me, it's that quitting just makes you a coward, and I am not a coward. There's no point in trying something new if you're just gonna throw in the towel. I know you don't approve of this, but I want to do it. I'll get better. I'll learn. I'll find someone who knows more about this than I do. I can't stop now. I don't have a plan B. But plan B isn't the point. The point is not giving up. The point is that when you fall, you need to pick yourself up and start again. I swear, as soon as my arm heals, we'll show you. We'll prove to you that we can do this. We'll prove it every day of our lives if we have to. We'll get back up just to show you we can do it. I know we can do it. He wants me back, Dad.
Woo!
I spilled soda on my bed again. Better cover it up. It's lying. Making my bed is a little like lying. Every layer you put on is one lie. One layer after another. The first layer is like hiding a bag of chips and saying, oh, we ate them all. And then the next layer is worse. When you leave the bag open, sitting there, and the bugs come in. Then you, even worse, and you spray it with bug repellent, and everything gets sticky. And worse, when you spray it down with water, but the carpet soaks it up, and that is when you can't do anything about it. Until you try and tell the truth about what happened, but no one believes you. You see, telling the truth doesn't take away the lie, it more like piles it up. And that's when people start to trust you. But you have to trust them for the relationship to work. After all, you make the bed you sleep in.
Woo!
Hey girl, do you think you could turn the radio down? This song is so overplayed. It's insane. Thank you. Dude, I love the smell of rain. Reminds me of the day I met you. What was it? 7, 8 years ago? Sorry for being so sentimental. I don't know. Oh my god, do you remember when we all had our first sleepover? I did your makeup and you did my hair. The flame eyebrows. We have to do that again. I have a picture of it somewhere, I swear. Paint our eyebrows like little flames. You know, I would do anything to have a sleepover with her again. I can't imagine it. The fight that she was going through. It was the little things I noticed, most of all, you know. That sugar-free cake that she had for her 15th birthday that tasted like absolute garbage. I still remember it. Her constant trips to the bathroom, even though we all blatantly saw her spilling her food on the floor to Spot. I can't imagine. I can't lose you. I don't know what I would do without you. Whoa, dude! Where are you going? Sorry, I swear they give license to anyone these days. Can you hand me a granola from the back? I have Oreos too if you want some. Thanks. I talked to her one time about, you know, her thoughts, and the first thing she told me was that that they were constant, that she couldn't stop even if she wanted to, that she really wasn't the one making decisions. I can't imagine if I had offered her the Oreos just now. It was like girl code, you know? We all knew better than to tempt her like that, so many times she would tell me, like, just 5 more, and then she promised that she would stop, and we all knew better than that. I wish it had been the case. It was like she was blind. We were all helping her, and we were blind, allowing her to shrink inevitably in a world that promoted. I'm just gonna turn the blinkers on for a second. I literally cannot see anything. Can you see? Can you get the AC? Much better. We've got to be close. The GPS says that we're about 4 miles away, but that's really weird because I haven't seen any of this before. Anyways, nobody noticed until she was so far gone, so lost in her head, the idea that to take up space was a sin, to exist was selfish. At that point, she was on auto drive, not focusing on where she was going, not allowing her to have any space, fighting with herself after every decision. Do you remember that September? The call we got from her mom? Yeah, I don't either. I wonder if that's what she felt like all the time. Like everything would be okay. Like it was a joke. Like it was a prank. Like her actions didn't have real consequences. She was so lost. God, I miss her. No one could help her. That is strange. I thought I saw that sign a few minutes ago. Can you check the GPS again? And that hill. I must be going crazy. I honestly can't see a thing. Can you check the GPS, please? Is my phone dead? Oh my god.
Right.
Jeremy, come here. Did you set trap 4 over there? Okay, you did, okay. Well, you forgot to put the pin in the bottom.
gosh, why don't I do these things myself? What do you mean, what's the point in the pin? Don't you even know what it's for? That pin, my dude, is what makes the trap a trap. And you forgot to make it a usable, trappable, logical trap. What were you doing? That is the biggest trap we have. We put 3/4 of our food, stuff that's currently keeping us alive, in that trap. What were you thinking? Of course. Should've known. You got distracted. Really? I know. Picture this, okay? Picture this. You're walking to set up the trap, right? And you have an idea. Let's get distracted setting up the most important trap of them all. What a great idea, Jerry. It's not like we needed that trap or anything. It's not like that trap is the only one of its kind that can catch and kill the tiger that murdered 3 of your crew members 2 nights ago. No. We definitely didn't need that trap. Don't you sorry, me. We lost all that food and have nothing to show for it. Tell me, Jerry, do you want to sleep tonight? Do you want to be comfortable tonight? Yeah, me too. But because of your mistake, we won't be. What's comfort supposed to mean? Don't answer that because I'm going to tell you what it means. Comfort, it's a wonderful thing. When you have it. Anyway, comfort can be anything. It can be a nice, warm, dry blanket wrapped around you while you lay on a squishy bed with your head on a fluffy pillow. Or an A+ on a math test. Or it could even be something super silly, like drawing or writing a story. What? No, I didn't fall asleep. I don't know how long it's been since I slept, but who cares? Because I don't. You do? Well, that makes one, and it looks like the only one. Now I wanna, whoa. What's the meaning of this? No, I didn't put the pin in my pocket. Who put the pin in my pocket? And I'm talking to all of you, not just Jerry. So, who put the pin in my pocket? Oh my gosh. I'm to blame. The pin right here. Now all of you, get back to work. Not you, Jerry. No, you're not in trouble. I'm giving you a huge promotion. And not just any promotion. The promotion of your life. To own my mistake and, well, make up for it. You, my friend, are now first mate. Go get the suit on. Wow, you look great. There's no need to thank me. I'm the one that should be thanking you. Well, I am thanking you because you didn't lose your head and accuse me right off the bat. So thank you. Now, as our first order of business, as first mate, what is your first action going to be? I want to hear it all. Tell me everything on your mind.
Woo. Yeah.
And then the second round.
A long time ago, a star was born. Through dust and gas, it became so warm that a star appeared, born into a constellation. That wasn't me. In fact, I was born into an entirely different environment. Alone. Not a single other star was close enough for even a single wave. I was born without a constellation to back me up, nor a star partner. I mean, that planet Earth I've been watching, they hardly even recognize me. But I'm afraid it's my time to say goodbye. You see, My light is fading, and it's gotten so cold. I think I might be dying. But, I mean, it's been so lonely here. But I'm not ready to go yet. You see, those Earth people, they're finally starting to travel to space, and I think it might be my time to get recognized. And then maybe, just maybe, I'd finally get a name.
Very good.
If people were raindrops, we'd live in clouds. They'd be like dorms. Dorms with raindrops of all different forms. No matter the form, our emotions would create thunderstorms. Our rain clouds would get overwhelmed with loud sounds and we'd fall crashing towards the ground, but we would still just want to be found. They'd want to be the voice in the noise, held up with poise, but they'd have no choice. There are millions like them, but they aren't them. We found a gem, but they are condemned simply because they were femme. When our raindrop hearts grow too cold to bear, we become hail. When the quiet raindrops see them come, they would bite their nails as their faces grow pale. Please remind them to inhale. And then exhale, because after all, they are just hail. A raindrop that was hurt and could not let out a single wail. If people were raindrops, the storms would not stop. The same few drops would be on top, and a few too many would slip from others' grips. Being raindrops would not take away our problems, but maybe we would find a way to solve them.
All right.